Oh. Returned to this sleepy line art stream. Sleepy because I don't know if I'll be doing much yapping. No promises though. Sometimes the yapping just happens. But I'm back. I'm sleepy. Just getting things set up and I'm gonna start drawing. I'm not gonna waste any time because I did start a little late. And I do want to see if I can finish these lines tonight. You tuned into the last one of these. I did the page 1 of the extras for chapter 4, which are, I still need to give them a look-see, but they're basically done. And these are it. Some of the art doesn't look as polished as it could, but I think extras aren't really supposed to be that detailed, in my opinion. And now I'm going to start with these ones. I think I did tweak the text last time, so I think it should be good to go. So I can just start here. There's a couple, like, I think it'll look, the sketch itself looks good enough. I don't think I need to do another sketch pass, but I'll see. Because the one on the left, I do remember not feeling that happy with the way it looked, but I'm gonna try to see if I can fix it in line art. Sometimes that works. Hope people are having a good Friday. I think I am having a good Friday, so that's good. The words have been alerted, so we can just begin. I wasn't sure what soundtrack to put in the background this time, so I just went with the old reliable Sonic. Sonic always is good. I forget what was the exact thing with this that made me not very happy with the look. Okay, ink brush 50. Yeah, this is a little bit bigger. I'm just gonna begin. I'm trying to take my time. Just because I wanna, I don't know. I wanna see if I can fix the look here. Oh, hello Lady Goo. It's good to see you again. How's it going? I forgot if I needed to. I think I didn't update the stream title for yesterday, but it's the same. Not yesterday, last stream, but it should be the same. Just working on some line art for my webcomic. These are the little. These are some like extras. Chapter 4 is already done, but yeah. But yeah. Not exactly feeling this sketch, so I'm just gonna go for it on instinct and see if I can fix it. Yeah. After this, well, now I'll probably do the reformatting off stream. I was gonna say, I don't know what I'm gonna draw next time I do an art stream. That's still to be decided. Because I'm not really close to finishing writing chapter 4. So I gotta decide what to draw on next stream. I could work on Special Delivery, which is another comic project I want to work on. But I don't know if I feel like it's time to. I don't know, I feel like the writing still needs some fine-tuning. But yeah. I do want to do more drawing streams. Well, I do have to do the webtoon version of this. I feel like there's been enough webtoon reformatting streams, so I'll probably do that off stream. So we'll see. I'm still haven't decided on my next game stream. I have been thinking for a while to play a Pokemon game. And I was thinking maybe Fire Red, which is, hey, kinda fitting that Pokemon just announced the Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green on the Switch. I was really hoping it would be on the Nintendo Switch Online service, but I kinda get it. I don't know how people are reacting to the prices of $20 for it. Honestly, that's what I was expecting, so I'm not that, like, against it. I'm just like, yeah, that's what I thought they would cost. I forget how much they costed when I bought them back in the day. They must have been like 30 bucks or something, maybe 25. Like, I don't think they were that different. The original Fire Red and Leaf Green. That being said, I was a little disappointed because I thought every copy of Fire Red and Leaf Green came with the wireless adapter. The ones I bought didn't. I guess it was only the first few versions, I have to assume. Which is a bummer just because I feel like that game had mini games or some stuff related to that, so it's just like, oop, don't have access to that content. But to be fair, I feel like that's just kind of the Pokemon experience. One of my big complaints about Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green is just that, to be fair, most Pokemon games from back in the day is just knowing that there's content locked in a game, locked behind like an event or something, like getting the, what was it called, the Rainbow Pass, and I forget what they were called, where you capture some legendaries, or the Altarian Cave, and just being like, you needed to be at an event to actually get access to these Pokemon. I'm just like, oh, that's a bummer. It's just the kind of like, that you had to be there feels bad with games, especially when they're like old, or like games where the whole point is collecting stuff, like Pokemon. So every time I do like a playthrough of Fire Red and try to just capture all of the Pokemon, it's always kind of a bummer. To just be like, I know there's a way to capture Houndoom, the websites tell me you can, but apparently it's locked behind the Altarian Cave, which cannot do. But yeah, but I did want to play Fire Red. I honestly kind of want to play Platinum more, but we'll see about that. But Fire Red, with the port coming soon on the Switch, that might be the right time. I hope they have online connectivity, which I have to assume if you're gonna make like a, proper re-release, you would think. Mainly, that's another thing about the Pokemon games, of like having Pokemon that only evolve while trading. So it's like if you don't have like a second Game Boy, which it didn't, and you didn't have like people to trade with, then it's just like, whoop, because you can't get those Pokemon. It's always a bummer, but I get it. Like, I like the idea. It's just years later in practice, when nobody plays those games anymore, it's just like, I guess I just don't have access to this content. It is what it is. My only one gripe with Fire Red and Leaf Green, and this is just like a personal thing, is just that I'm not that big of a fan of Gen 1. Even if I grew up with it, it's not my favorite. In terms of Pokemons I really like, they're usually around in Gen 4 or 3. So it's like, I kind of want to get those Pokemon. Luckily, Fire Red A is a Gen 3 game, but again, you have to trade them if you want to get any. Though I do appreciate the extra stuff they added with the Gen 2 Pokemon, so there's a couple of new stuff you can capture. Like, I do like a lot of Gen 1 Pokemon, it's not my faves. And I don't get that excited every time I see them. Well, that's me. Me. Still thinking how I should do the Fire Red stream. Because I'm thinking of either doing just like a straight playthrough, or maybe asking a friend to do some wacky stuff with. But we'll see. I'm just autopiloting here, which is maybe not the best, but we'll see how this turns out. I do want to take my time, because, like, technically, like, this 4-panel thing is just the same thing, so I have time. I can give myself more time to work on this, be a little more nitpicky about the details. Because in the past one, I went just kinda, I just went for it. The drawings don't look great, but they're small drawings anyway. And they're extra, so I don't mind too much. But, yeah. I forgot how I drew the ears. Did I do like X's? I forget, it was like X. And then I think I would draw like this. I still want to retain some sketchiness. Just like that? I forget. I'm trying to do like a simple way of drawing, like making it look like a sushi. And also kind of like bear ears. It's a silly idea. Silly idea for a silly restaurant or food truck. I guess it's not really a restaurant, it's a food business. I want to leave the inks kind of messy like that. I think I like it. But yeah, just glad I'm actually drawing again. It's been a while of a lot of reformatting. Technically I did do the animation stream, which I guess that could be if I just cannot think of anything to draw. I'll probably just work on my raid alert, which I haven't finished animating. That would be a good thing to do. Usually I'm afraid to stream that because it requires a lot of focus, because I'm not that used to animating. And there are some things that I need to figure out, so I don't want this to be a little more on the edge. The hat shape looks a little... it kind of works. I forgot if I gave one of these. Let's just pretend this was always there on the hat. Or should I not? I'll just pretend it wasn't there. Never mind. Never mind. How the little bear looks here, but that should be fine. Yeah, I think the problem, or like what's tripping me out about this right now is this side feels a little too long for the angle. It's actually longer, which I think that's what's tripping me up a little bit. So like I could make this shorter like that, but it doesn't match the hair, the shape I want, so I might just leave it like that. I don't know if it's gonna look bad at all. It's not actually looking bad at the moment. So let's just roll with it. I was very close to actually not doing art stream today, not because not that I was gonna cancel stream. It's just recently I wanted to finally get to playing Dark Souls 2 Scholar of the First Sin. And I was just playing that, and I'm like, I kinda just wanna keep playing this. I could just stream me playing that, but yeah. I might do that, I don't know. But I already started the playthrough, so I was like, I don't want to start from the beginning. But, we'll see. If I'm gonna stream a Dark Souls game, I want it to be from the very beginning. Yeah, Dark Souls 2. I've already technically played Dark Souls 2, but I played the Xbox on the Xbox 360, the like original release, I guess I should say, which is a little different from the Scholar version in terms of they tweaked some, like, as far as I can tell right now, I didn't research what they changed, but they did change enemy positioning and remix some things, which is interesting. I don't know why they would do that. I know some people didn't like Dark Souls 2. I'm one of those people. But yeah, it's these enemies they swapped are like they're weird. Like it's different. I don't know if it's better. So the other thing is that I never played the DLC for Dark Souls 2, so I'm like, hey, there's still some new content and bosses that I haven't done. So yeah, I'm playing that right now. because of 2 reasons. It wasn't actually on sale. Apparently Dark Souls games don't go on sale that often, they tell me. I don't know if that's true. But that is one of the reasons it wasn't sale. But also, I finally, after years, or I guess years of not having a computer that can run games, I acquired and installed a graphics card on my computer. I was really afraid that it was going to explode my computer, but it didn't. And yeah, so now I'm just like, I kind of just want to play games, but I also have to stream, so I guess games can wait. Hello, Bustin. Yeah, I have not played the DLCs, but I have heard, like... Well, actually, I've heard one boss name from it that a lot of people struggle with, and I'm just like, ooh, I'm excited to see if I'm gonna also get really stuck. But, yeah, I know nothing of the DLCs, like, nothing. Except for that, like I said, the one boss that people mentioned by name, not by, like, looks or anything. I guess I could picture a visual based on the name, but, you know. But yeah. I do feel like I need to restart my Dark Souls 2 run, because what was his name? Was it the Pursuer, or the... Yeah, I got killed by the... What's his name? The, like, encounter on the rooftop? The one that's not the boss fight? Is he called Pursuer? I forget. Yeah, I got killed, so now I feel like it's like, I feel like I should just not play this game. I feel like, you know, if you already beat the game and you can't beat Pursuer like that, I'm just like, I feel like might as well just delete the game. Last time I did it with a knife. Actually, 2 knives. To be fair, I feel like the reason why this time I struggled, and these are John's, but that one with the knife, I think I had like 20 adaptability, and this time I had like 8. And I blame adaptability. Except there was no adaptability. What killed me was I tried to sip, and I got hit. Cause, you know, sipping in Night Rain is way faster than sipping in 2. But I kind of missed the clunkiness, the slowness of Dark Souls 2. There's a charm to it, like the just like. Almost, you could argue realistic, just like, everything is just underwhelming, but, I mean, that's what it is, you know? Yeah, adaptability is a thing. Yeah, it's because I picked the, what's it called, the Band-Aid or whatever? Because I always pick the one that has, like, an axe, and that thing starts with, like, 3 adaptability, I think. So, bad choice on my part, probably. Bad choice indeed. Hey, I actually do have a question, because I know you played Dark Souls 2. Are you not supposed to do the tutorial fully in the first? Because, like, I was playing the tutorial rooms, and then there's just a statue, and I'm like, this wasn't here before. Okay. Can I not... Can I not do this tutorial part? And I guess I just didn't and I left, because I'm like, this is usually accessible from the get-go in vanilla Dark Souls 2, so... And I noticed they put a bunch of, like, what's it called? What are they called? Basilisks in the room, and I'm like, I don't think those are there, right? It's so weird to play that version. Because I wanted to do the... Because there's the coffin there. The coffin that, you know... The sex change coffin. And normally you can access that from the beginning. But now I played the Scholar version and it's just like... And I was just like, wait, why can't I go here? So I'm going to assume it's just I have to get one of those unpetrifying thingies and then come back later. How are you looking, Chris? Yeah, it's all gonna come down to the face, because the face is what I don't like exactly in this one. I forget what that was an abbreviation for. Oh, as far as I know. I figured it out. I'm a smart guy. Yeah. But it's so weird that it's closed off. Like, I want to understand why they changed it. Or, like, why they had to wall that off. Compared to the original game, where it's just like, here's this area. But yeah. I know the little white knights, or the sitting white knights, they also swap them around. There's more Ninja Turtles in the castle. I've only done, like, I haven't done the... What's the name of the boss? Last Giant? I haven't done that yet, but I'm getting there. That's as far as I got, and then I was like, I gotta stream. I'll start with the nose. How you draw a nose? You draw two triangles. That's my method anyway. DS2. I don't remember if the map guy was there in the base game, or if I just killed him in the base game. There's the map guy that gives you the key to the mansion or whatever. Like, he has his back turned. And I was like, wait, I just assumed that was an enemy. But then I'm like, did I kill this guy in base game? I don't remember. I didn't kill him this time. It's a very bizarre way to, like... Because it's been a while since I did DS2, so I can barely remember, like, the details. But at least I remember enough to be like, I don't think this was here, or... Eh? I know there's the big I don't know what to call them, the big hippo guys. There's one in the river and the entrance to the first area. And he's just walking around, and he wasn't there. It was just a bunch of lads. Now there's just a bunch of lads and the big hippo guy. What are they? Are they like Cyclops? Oni? What are they? I'm gonna call them hippos. They just have big hippo energy. Those are quite upsetting to look at. I'm also, now that I'm familiar with the torch, I'll be interacting more with torch stuff this time. I know there's a couple of things, but I don't know everything that the torch can do. I'm sure it's not gonna amount to much, but... I'm just in case I'm gonna do the ice on a separate layer. Yeah, for as much as I like to, like, make fun of DS2, I'm still enjoying, like, I don't know, there's something about the Dark Souls for old classic formula that is just, it's hard for me to get tired of it. And maybe it's also because I've only played it once that it still feels kind of fresh. I like the vibes. Like, I still think Elden Ring was a really good game, and, you know, managed to do an open world setting that I don't necessarily dislike, but I don't know. I just find the process of exploring these like semi-linear paths and just sweeping everything, finding the secrets, very satisfying. Even if I know that all the items I'm getting are not useful, I still like collecting them and feeling like, okay, I swept the area. It doesn't feel as comfortable in an open world game just because it's so big and open that, like, you know. It's the reason why I find the Snake Forest and Bloodborne kind of awkward, because you gotta sneak to find all the items, do like a bunch of like, almost like scanning the area. So just the kind of linear paths feel a bit more just kind of satisfying to complete for me. But yeah, I think, yeah, Dark Souls 2, not playing it too much, still feels fresh in my mind. Because I still, 1 is probably still my favorite, but I feel like I played that game so much, and now it's just like, well, the magic's gone. Whoops. It also helps that, you know, like I've been mentioning, they remix the game, so there's always new surprises around the corner. Of weird changes, so it's kind of, you know, it's a whole new way to explore Dark Souls 2. If they did that for Dark Souls 1, I think I'd be excited if they just did like a weird, like, we changed things. I don't know. As long as they don't delete the original, of course. I always like being able to play all the versions. Speaking of being able to play all the versions, Demon Souls, when is that getting like a port? I don't know if I want to play the remake. In general, I'd rather play the original. Like how there's the Oblivion remastered, I'm just like, I'm just gonna boot up the Xbox and play it whenever I do get to it. I don't really want to play the remaster. Unless, can you still buy it on Steam, the original of Oblivion? I feel like, you know, if I have a choice, I'd rather buy the original. It's probably also cheaper, but yeah. And whenever they do like those like weird remasters, where the game technically looks the same, but they cleaned up the models, it just doesn't, I don't know, doesn't do anything for me. They showed a couple of games in the, what they call State of Play, and they showed like, it's a remake, and we remastered the graphics, and I'm just like, I like the clunky graphics though. And the new graphics don't look that good to be like, wow. Like, it's still the same animation and stuff, so I'm just like, eh. I don't mind if my games look ugly. That's just my opinion in games. I'd rather just play the original. Like if they made like a Dark Souls 2 remaster where it's the same game, I guess maybe no, Scholar still doesn't look like Scholars did anything to the graphics, honestly. Hello. Wow, you're gonna tell me about cheap viewers? That's amazing. I'm so interested. Yeah, like if I know people complain with DS2 with the look and the animations and blah blah, or maybe I do, but I don't want. What the heck? It's the brother. They're teaming up on me. These spam bots. I wonder if there's a way to have Automod catch them, because they don't actually catch. Automod doesn't catch it, so catches a couple swear words, but I'll have to look into it. Anyway, yeah, I don't want to like a DS2 remaster, even if I feel like the sound effects sound gross and it looks kind of gross. I'm just like, I don't know, that's the game. I don't think I care for a remaster. Like, quality of life changes are okay though, I guess, I suppose. I mean, I basically did the same thing, but this looks okay. I still think old graphics always come back around to be charming. Like, they look good, they look decent when the games come out, then they look bad in a couple of years later, and then I feel like it just becomes part of the charm. The strange look. Even games like Sonic 06. Even if they look kinda bad. I'm listening to the Sonic 06 soundtrack, which is why it's fresh in on the mind. Like, I do wonder why they, I mean, maybe marketing reasons, I don't know, I don't understand marketing. Should I cover the eye? Yeah, I think I am gonna cover the eye with the cap. So I drew it over it just in case, but it doesn't look too bad. I think it works well. I still find it very interesting that they named Sonic 06 just Sonic the Hedgehog. Like, I don't get it, because I think I heard people were saying, like, oh, well, it was like a, you know, a fresh start for the franchise, and I'm just like, but it's not, like, you know, it's, how they put it, it's, clearly, they were going for Sonic Adventure 3, I don't know if it ever was called that in development, but I mean, based on what the game plays and looks, it's like, oh yeah, it is Sonic Adventure 3, so it's a weird thing to advertise it as something like new and just have the name Sonic the Hedgehog, almost like a reboot, and it's like, it's not actually. Have the cast you already kind of have seen in previous games, and it has continuity, sort of, with like what's been going on with Sonic Heroes and stuff, so it's just like, huh? What? I don't know. It's a strange thing. I kind of do like what they were going for. I just think the execution was awful. Also, Eggman looks so awful, and I'm glad he doesn't look like that anymore, but hey. Would I want them to change in a remaster? No. I want Sonic 06 to stay the way it is. Though I do like to wonder what it would have been like if it wasn't for its development circumstances. Quite a mess. I forget if I already talked about this. I might have talked about it in Sonic Heroes. Unless it wasn't the Sonic Heroes test, which I don't think I saved, but yeah. It's a mess. How do you look? Actually, I think it looks good. I think I fixed some of my gripes with the line art, I think. Yeah, I definitely want to play Sonic 06 at some point. I always wanted to buy it used. I have to assume I already lost the window of buying it, like the physical copy. It must be expensive now. So, it is what it is. I actually haven't been paying too much attention to like buying used games and retro gaming stuff anymore. Companies are doing a better job at just porting their games nowadays. Like Konami has been doing a pretty good job at just like, hey, you wanna play old Castlevania games? They're here, they are, there they are, all of them. So, Nintendo's been actually, you know, now it's the Nintendo games, Nintendo Online has been, you know, stacking and stacking, and now it's like, you have a pretty good collection now. It actually makes, you know, I can just turn on my Switch now instead of bothering to plug in my Wii with all of my virtual console games. So, still not a huge fan of subscription, but at least it's not too bad if you're doing a family plan with a bunch of people for the Nintendo one. Yeah, there's something about the cap that I just feel like it should be bigger, and that's the problem. But if you make it bigger, it might look too cartoonishly big. So I'm just gonna see if I can fix it by making the line art a little thicker. I think it functions. Let's look at the lines though. Because I have been fighting... let's see. That doesn't look too bad. I think I've been doing line art too thin because of the change in resolution, and these files are really big. So... I gotta do my lines a little thicker, because these are tiny panels. And while yes, the 100% is this big, meaning I can probably put so much detail here, but they are supposed to be viewed like, yay big. So, I want it to look good at this size, basically. And right now it looks not bad, just a little too small. That being said, the webtoon version is going to look like this big, so... The webtoon version will look good. But I do want to make sure the lines look good from far away. Yeah, this one for the background probably is gonna do screen tones, because it's just clouds. I usually do clouds with screen tones and that's it. And these two panels, panel 1 and 3 are literally the same one. And yeah, panel 2 is also the same one. The liner still bothering me in the cap. I do find like fascinating, and this is just a theory in terms of like Sonic and 06 and stuff, and Sonic and the Secret Ring stuff. It's like, remember playing, you know, seeing what Sonic 06 was like, and then playing Secret Rings, and then playing Unleashed like a couple years back, and being like, oh, I see. I can see the connections. Like, I can see how they basically, you know, they kind of did the adventure stuff on 06, and then Secret Rings had to come up with new ideas for Sonic, and you can really tell when they started actually experimenting with the concept of Boost Sonic. Sonic 06 had like the fast running sections where that are kind of awkward and clunky to control, but you know, that kind of has some traces of Boost Sonic in there. And then you see Sonic and Secret Rings, and that's where they actually have boost, the boost button, because they have the slow-mo and like fast-mo or whatever, or maybe it's just boost. So then you can kind of, and also that game has like the little reticle when you're gonna target a homing attack an enemy, and I'm like, okay. And then you, because I think this was like something, it was something like a team, part of the team worked on 06, another part of the team worked on Sonic and the Secret Rings around similar times. So then, of course, probably the teams came together to probably work on Unleashed, I assume, anyway. This is pure assumption. And I can see how, like, okay, we did this and we did this. How can we, like, combine our ideas to try to do something new? And then Boost Sonic was born. And that's, I think, all we've gotten recently. Actually, that's not true. We had Frontiers. I just haven't played Frontiers. I could stream Frontiers, I don't know. That could be fun. I keep saying like, oh, I should play Frontiers, and now it's been like, what, 4 years from that game came out? I don't want to know. Don't tell me. I still consider Sonic Frontiers a new game. I'm pretty sure now it's just old news. So yeah. I just want to make sure, because I'm copy pasting, I want to make sure I get this panel just right, because in any edits that I do after copy pasting are like, whoops, I copy pasted for nothing. So yeah, it looks good. That being said, I'm gonna keep looking at it, because again, I can't, like, once I copy paste, I should not touch this anymore. Okay, I'm done touching it. Yeah, I can probably just merge this. The lines are not overlapping too much. I should probably worry about lining this up exactly, but I don't know if I care that much. There's that little mistake up there, and it's barely visible. Okay. As far as I know, and I could be wrong about this, Crush 4 didn't do any of the songs in Sonic 06, right? Is that correct? Because I wonder why. I don't think they did also the soundtrack for Sonic and the Secret Rings, which is why it sounds much kind of different. So I wonder if they were busy with something. Actually, I'm trying to think if Crush 4 did anything after that. After, what was the last one? Shadow the Hedgehog? Because they didn't, no, they didn't do anything for Unleashed either. Maybe that was, they were done after that. Like, I'm sure they were still doing music, but was Shadow the Hedgehog the last Crush 4E, like, Sonic game that they worked on? Or they worked with? I don't know. Huh. Yeah, I can't think of, that's when, like, the music vibes changed. No, wait, no. Black Knight. Black Knight had Crush 40, right? I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure Black Knight had Crush 40, and that was after. I forget when... I need to check the years. I wanna know when Black Knight came out in you know, connection to Unleashed. Because Black Knight does kind of build from... Secret Rings. That's a yawn. Yeah. I can't research this right now, though. Because I am in the middle of a stream. But if you, the viewer, are curious, you can just look it up. That's probably why I shouldn't have merged the layers, but... Oopsies. No, it looked like, you know, I did the separate layer because I knew that the eyes were gonna be completely different than the next one. So you think, oh, he's being smart, he's gonna, you know, that he just copy-paste the rest, and then, you know, it's already gone, and, you know. Nah, I wasn't thinking about that, I was just thinking about the... I usually... Because the dark character with long bangs and stuff, and the lines start mixing and blending with each other, I do the eyes in a separate one just to not damage anything. But it would have been smart not to merge them there, because, yeah, it would have saved me, like, a minute. Actually, I think I want the eyes a little higher. Okay. The half point would be around here, so yeah, they should be kind of higher, which is what's kind of tripping me out right now here. Yeah, Sonic 06, wow, son. I really didn't know what it was for a really long time, which maybe that was the entire purpose of the, like I mentioned, the marketing and stuff. From just like, it makes it look like it's its own brand new thing that's completely different, and it's like, ooh, what direction Sonic is going, and then you play and it's like, it's Sonic Adventure 3. And I remember being in such shock because I didn't find out about that until like way later, like what, 2015? I think 2015. Yeah, so that was a long time. I didn't have an Xbox or PlayStation 3. I was a Nintendo kid, so I didn't really have access, and I wasn't curious enough to just look it up. That was the time where YouTube was a thing, so anything was accessible, really. I had a computer. Actually, that's a lie. I didn't have a computer until 2008, so... Sonic 06, 2008, no. The math doesn't add up. So yeah, I guess I wouldn't have been able to access it or not. I think I'm just gonna keep the lines here. I was gonna make, like, the eyebrows be kind of reflecty. I don't think so. Just not eyebrows, the eyelashes or whatever. Imaginary eyelashes, but I think I'm just gonna keep it simple. For how... I don't remember how big her eyebrows are, to be honest. But when they're big eyebrows, I don't know if I want to go too detailed, like I normally do with the small ones, but we'll see. I think you can kind of get away with it with the small ones, but maybe you can, I don't know. Drawing baseball caps is still not my expertise, but I'm getting better thanks to her. Maybe not that big, but big-ish. I think that works. Let's see. Yeah, that's basically what it is. Copy pasting my bread and butter for these extras. I need to not fall into that habit, but it is what it is. It's what I came up with. Yeah, there's just a couple of things about the eyebrows I want to fix. And now we can move on. Okay. I'm just gonna responsibly merge all of these. Just to keep things clean. I don't think it matters that much. I usually don't, like, bother to make 1,000 liner layers if I feel like it doesn't matter, like, that much. Which it might matter, and I might regret my decisions, but... yeah. Okay, how far are we? Oh, 15 minutes, okay. Yeah, I might be able to actually finish this. We'll see. Behold, my cap drawing skills. They're not that good, but... this is a weird angle every time. I always find it difficult to figure out how I want it to look without it looking flat, too flat. I probably am gonna sharpen it up. I wanted to see if I could give it more like, I don't know. I'm just gonna draw the curve like that. Make it sharp like in the top one. Sometimes I really nail these back, like sort of shots. This one, I don't think it's that good, but I think it gets the job done, to be honest, so it's fine. gonna do the forehead there, but now I don't know if I want to draw the forehead. So I'll go like a tiny hint of the sushi ears. Let's see what that looks like. I don't think that was necessary, but I did it anyway. I guess the job done. I think it works. Moving on. Except not really, because I want to fix this a little bit. I'm gonna be honest, I'm getting a little tired of the Eggman theme. They use it a lot. What's the word? I don't know what the word is, but... Is this the first time this Eggman theme shows up? Because I think they do use it in future games. Because I don't remember hearing this in previous games. Well, I can't say anything for Shadow the Hedgehog. It's been a while since I played it. That one I might play on stream. I think that would be fun. See me suffer through Shadow the Hedgehog. I don't know how accurate I should do this sketch. Yeah, I think it looks fine. This is the most important part, but I don't know how else to draw it. I probably should have looked at what warped metal looks like before this, but it's okay. I don't think it matters too much. I can get away with it. As long as he understands warped metal, I don't think it'll be that big of a deal. Well, this doesn't look perfect, but that's kind of the point. If you don't know what Dr. Eggman looks like in Sonic 06, do yourself a favor and Google what Dr. Eggman looks like in Sonic the Hedgehog 2006. It is quite a treat. You won't regret it. It was a bold decision that I'm glad that you know, they didn't continue doing, because you know we just weren't ready for the greatness of what they were cooking back in 2006 with Dr. Eggman. I don't know if we'll ever be ready, so just put that back. Let's put that back. The perspective here is whack. But it's okay, because I can literally just blame it on the warp. You know, it's not perspective, it's the warp metal. Yes, this is all the Sonic. I'm assuming this is all the Sonic playthrough stuff. Music. Yes. Oh, E3 version. That's funny. Yeah, because I haven't heard any of the, like, any shadow sounding music or any silver sounding music, so I assume it's organized by playthrough or character. Team, I forget how it's called. Is this the one they use in Smash? I think it is. I remember being really confused of why they picked the lyricless version. I still don't know, to be honest. That's the wrong pen. But I always thought it was cool because I was like, what is this song? In Smash Brothers Brawl. This is the first time I heard this song. Yeah, this sounds like the version in Brawl. I don't know who made this one song though. I don't think it's Crush 40. Correct me if I'm wrong. Accordion song. This is when they were sent to warm up for like the different country musics in 06, not 06, in Unleashed maybe. This sounds like it would be in that game. With all of the fake countries that are based on real places. Theme of Spagonia. I forget which is the one that sounds like all stereotypically French. Is it Spagonia? It might be Spagonia. I don't know. Where did my cameras go? What is this song playing? I must know. Is this how the shadow playthrough starts? I'm just gonna pretend this is how the shadow playthrough starts. He's enjoying his trip to France. There we go. This proves me right. The Shadow song came out after, meaning that that French song was Shadow on his vacation in France. I will assume. No, I am correct. Yes. Technically, this is a Crush 40 song, right? But this is from Shadow the Hedgehog, I'm pretty sure. It's probably just like a new rendition. I don't know if that counts. This is still not my favorite Shadow the Hedgehog song from the game. I still prefer I Am or... what was the other one called? Is it Turn Back? I forget what it was, the final song. It is a little sad that they didn't give Shadow a new theme, but hey. I guess he already had like 20,000 themes in like, what was it, a year before this game came out, so like I guess that's fair that they were just gonna be like, we're just gonna reuse a song from Shadow the Hedgehog, whatever. Do I assume it's a new rendition? I assume. There we go, that's the lines for the first one. It's easy. Probably because it's just the same drawing over and over again. Anyway, let's draw Damie. I wonder if I can capture the energy of this Damie here. You like running circles? Because I have a lot of circles to draw with these characters. Jill has her halos, Damien has her glasses. I guess they're more like ovals. But, you know, they're circular shapes. Honestly, those are... When I draw Damien like this, I am supposed to just draw the glasses really fast, but I'm trying to be a little more patient. I could feel it how it was affecting the art in the previous page, so I'm just like, I can give myself a second. Where's she turning? She's just wearing a hood. She's usually wearing her scarf thing. But technically this doesn't take place in like the same day, in theory. This is just a silly idea. It's not the best, but I kinda enjoyed it, liked it enough to make it the last one. Team Dark is back. One last hope. Because I don't think we see Team Dark after this. Is this the last Team Dark game? I would probably see them in like Forces or something, but... Yeah, we do see them in Forces technically in the episode Shadow. Maybe in Shadow Generations. I haven't played that one, and I haven't really spoiled myself in much. So I'll try to figure out Damie's hair. It's just like a mess of spikes. Combination of a lot of shapes from different things. And I'm not that... Technically I kind of settled for this, but it's not polished as well as I would like. Man, finding the balance between her hair and the horns has still been it's taken some doing. Like, there's something about her design where I feel like I finally kind of found like a happy medium, but it still feels too busy. It's not quite correct. It's kind of why I remember doing the, like, the ponytail version of this, which you have, like, a little tiny spiky ponytail, and kinda works better than every character has a ponytail. If I keep doing ponytails, but I guess they're different looking ponytails, so maybe there is no actual issue there. Let's see, did I capture the same energy? Oops, wrong one. Kinda. Just gotta polish up some of the inner lines. She looks a little disconnected. A little too disconnected, if you ask me. I'm kinda losing the shapes a little bit. The illusion. The picture isn't as clear as I would want, basically. Let's see, I think I am missing a couple of lines, so yeah, I see it. I see it. Right there. Right there. I'm just gonna make this black. And it's not gonna work because of my settings, but it's okay. Oops. Let's fix this a little bit. You're very good, Damie. Big fan of this look. I do feel like I should have been able to draw this faster, but eh. That was really chill. Most of these, like, the shapes are laid up pretty well, even if they're pretty sketchy. As I struggle, but... hatching. I use hatching very, like... Actually, but I seldom use hatching. Maybe... I'm still just debating how I want to do my, like, main shading and stuff. I still think my inking has some... Still has some, I guess, refining. I don't think I'm where I should be. That's why I keep mentioning that I'm trying to do the lines thicker. Because right now, you know, you should be able to understand what you're looking at from like this far away. And I feel like I've been drawing lines a little too thin. That could be a skill issue though. I feel like I see a lot of sometimes manga with really thin line art and it looks perfect and I'm like, well, maybe I'm the problem. But yeah. I usually start with the cheek. What if I draw the cheek disconnected from this part? Just curious. I guess I'll go for the same shirt. I don't know. It's okay. Don't worry about the outfit continuity. Which might matter, because this is supposed to be after, but this one specifically, I don't think it matters, this extra, because the other ones do take place in the middle of the chapter. This one takes place after. And it's in a really vague place, so it's just like, I don't know, it could have been a couple of hours later. So, I can justify not being consistent with the outfits. Oops, I goofed up that. There we go. Didn't really draw hands here, but we'll see how it turns out. Little stretch. Little stretch. Yeah, I don't think I need to go that detailed, honestly, on this. It's funny I gave Jill a flip phone, because I feel like the reason why I gave her a flip phone isn't really something I care about anymore as the years gone by, and I'm just like, well, I gotta commit. Could have the phone change chapter. I've seen mangas do that already. And I wouldn't have a good reason to do so, so. Unless I can think of a good reason, I don't see any reason to change the phone. But something that takes place in the modern day, it is kind of weird. I don't know if this is how you would hold the phone when you hold it forward, but again, this is a doodle, not a doodle, an extra, so I'm gonna give myself the, you know, it's okay. This is a bonus doodle. I should just be doing Bomberman arms, really, just a circle, but you're getting the premium treatment, which is slightly poorly drawn hands that don't actually look quite right. So aren't you lucky? This is what I think it is. Yep, I was gonna say, this is creepy music. I know who this is. It's her mouthless friend. I assume he probably shows up to an extent in Shadow Exonic Generations, and that is quite... That sounds fun. Like, having Shadow-specific stuff come back was quite a nice surprise. When they announced it, I was like, ooh. Even Shadow the Hedgehog stuff in that game. I should play it, though. Yeah. Because I haven't played Sonic Generations, so I'm like, you know. So what's stopping me? Something's telling me this guy isn't a good guy based by the music. Nah. I'm sure he's A-okay. I'm just glad we're not listening to the Eggman theme like 20,000 times. I don't look at her face. I do kind of like the vibe, which I am about to ruin in the line art as it is. I have not mastered the how to unruin the energy of the sketch through the line art, which is the curse that everybody faces. I know there is some logic to it, there is a reason when it happens, but I haven't figured out how to properly combat it. Because you're essentially tracing your own art, so you're kind of just basing it off what you're seeing. So it's like you're not doing the same thing mentally that you were doing when you were sketching. Sketching, you were actually trying to capture the energy and stuff. So you have to remember to recapture that energy when you do the lines and stuff, and it's all tricky. That's why sometimes I don't try to clean up my sketches too much, so I'm forced to not trace as much and have to actually try to capture that line energy. And I think it does help. So just go like, just use the sketch as a guideline and not try to perfectly trace it. And maybe not try to put too much time in the sketch. But it does help to keep things in their place. When you're like me and I'm not that consistent without a sketch. So it takes a balance. You can always be like, sketch guy, you didn't do a good job. Sketch guy being me, of course. At least that's my method, try to combat the whole... The sketch looks better than the liner. And I think that helped a lot. At least for me. You can also just not do liner. Perfectly fine. So your art, you do you. I want to avoid tangents in the eyes. Shadow has retained more of the rock aspects of Sonic. At least in his music it feels like it. Although I think this volcano level is in Sonic. Like, the levels repeat, so I don't know. Maybe some of them didn't show up in the Sonic playthrough. This Joel does not make it look perfect. There's more going on here. On this comic. There's also speak bubbles and stuff. So, compared to the last one where it was just what's your face reacting. I don't mind if it looks a little clunky. That or I'm maybe getting impatient. Remember when I said I wanted to take my time? I have sped up a little bit. Sometimes it's because I get momentum and sometimes it's just like, whoops, I'm being impatient. Big. Didn't capture. The eyes look a little iffy. Works. You can tell I went a bit faster here. In terms of how things look. Actually, I realized I didn't draw Jill a nose, but I think it works. Like I said. If you ever see these extras in manga, you can really tell they're not trying to do the most detailed art. Yes, I mean, they're just extras, so. As long as you know it's Jill, I think it's all good. As long as you knew, it's all good. Don't forget Jill's weird little triangle loose hairs. It's a thing. It does make her design a little busier, but I have a soft spot for those little loose hairs. A little simpler Jill, but as you can tell, it gets the job done. You look at it small, you can tell what's going on. It's Jill leaning forward. In fact, I think this is actually running the leaning forward. That's making it weird. It probably works. Yeah, I forgot that that's gonna be covered. The arm. Look, it's not gonna be covered in the webtoon version. We need to draw it. Let's see, where can we copy paste here? We can copy paste Dami's body, but I honestly might as well just redraw it. I don't think it's that big of a deal. It's just like a warbly mess of lines. With Jill, I think it should be the same thing. Close that it. Close, but not touching. We can get rid of my hard work. Yeah, this is why I usually separate the eyes and the hair, in case you need to fix things. But this one's not that big of a deal, so it doesn't take that long. If there is something I like doing, even though I do sometimes like drawing Jill with her eyes like a circle. As you can see, they're like almost circular. Half circle Jill is, I think I like drawing some half circle Jill more, you see. The serious eyes. Big fan of that. Big part of the character too. Oh no, no, is this Mephiles again? Now instead of Eggman theme, we're just gonna keep hearing Mephiles theme. It's a curse, and then with Silver... Wait, who was the villain Silver? Oh, it was the Ivalice trigger. Assuming Ivalice has a theme. Unless it's not Ivalice, maybe it's Sonic. Because Silver hates Sonic or something. I'm not that familiar with the plot of Sonic 06. Like, I am familiar, just not hyper familiar. And these are a bit bigger in the sketch, so maybe I won't imitate that. Now they're combining with the Shadow theme. Maybe I know what this cutscene is. Yeah, that checks out. Also, I should probably just delete this entire Damie. I could be lazy. I said it wasn't a big deal to delete the sweater, but now I'm just like, no, I'm lazy. Maybe I do want to keep it. So, how much time do we have left? I might just go for 2 hours this time. Nothing over. Well, I say that, but I might go over a little bit. We'll see. You got Kermit there? You did catch Kermit. Oh, my cat's called Kermit. Poor Kermit can't catch a break. Let me check if I didn't make a big mistake there. Okay, I didn't. Just gotta get that right. Just right. How did I do them last time? I don't know. Last time there was just some energy. I knew what I wanted. They can't be too, like, circular. They have to be more, like, horizontal ovals, just to create the almost feeling of indifference. That's what I'm going for right now. Indifferent glasses, basically. It can be a little tricky to capture. I'm doing good progress right now. Good progress. Okay, how is it that I nailed these two circles perfectly how I want it, and now I'm just looking at these and going like, bad. These are bad. I think they're like also the wrong size. Why aren't you indifferent enough? Am I tricking myself? Maybe. Doing some selection cheating because these ovals are beating me somehow. Simple shapes are the hardest, you could argue. Check what this song is. Yeah, I had a feeling that this has train vibes. Like, I don't know what it is about it, but I was like, I know there's a train part in this game. I was like, yep. I have to pick like a train level. It would have this music. It's like also it's like a jungle type level. Did I draw the hair like this on purpose? Yeah, I did. Almost like it's being moved by the turn of her head. Yeah, I probably shouldn't draw the U that detailed since the other one I didn't draw it that detailed. It's a funky train. I don't remember what happens next. I think you fight Silver. At some point, Silver and Shadow meet. I guess we're not out of the funky train song. But it's probably like multiple parts though. If I remember correctly, yeah, the chase. There's a lot of parts to these levels. So it is neat that they would change the music for different parts. I know it's not the same, but as the older games, but yes, it's the soundtrack has its stuff going for it. It's not a horn, this is hair. I wonder if it's like for different characters. There's something about it that this sounds more like Sonic than Shadow. I wonder if that's what it is. The character swap. Or not swap, but like different campaigns. I need to play this game to confirm my suspicions. For now, all I can do is ponder. It's probably still Shadow, I mean, based on the songs and the Mytholis and stuff. Unless we're already at Silver. No, because we were what's it called? I forget what Silver's theme called. We were heard Silver's, what's it called? Dreams of an Absolution? I forget what it's called. And we haven't heard that song. See how the shapes broke a little bit. I think the glasses should be a little closer. I don't like the shapes here. I have to copy paste, and I am paying for it by fixing this, but it's not too difficult to fix, really. The neck is in a little bit of an awkward position. But I think it works. I'll delete this effect. And past me thought so too, actually. It's not in the sketch anymore. To make room for this effect, the head turn. this to be slightly more legible. If I wasn't streaming, this is where I would call it, because I'm just like, I'm tired. But we still have 15 more minutes, so I'll push it. So we reach the 2-hour mark. Honestly, this is definitely doable, I think, in 15 minutes. Okay, maybe not. I'm not that fast, but... I'm not gonna, like I said, I'm not rushing. Also, I still want to fix this Damie. Second Damie is bothering me. I ignore this sketch on purpose, but I kind of want to bring it back. I think the glasses could be a little thicker in terms of line art. Just cover more surface of the face. And I think we're golden. Another weird, awkward phone grab, but it's okay. I'll try a scenario and then I'll probably call it. He's not perfect and needs a little bit more work, I think. I'm getting there. Yeah, the angle's a little awkward, so I need to do some fixing, because if I follow it, it's gonna end up looking a little awkward. The sketch looks a little off. That's because he's doing, this the angle, yeah, it kind of is the angle. The leaning kind of, looking forward, but kind of leaning downwards is a little bit of a weird one. Because they kind of did it better on the one at the bottom, which makes sense. I think it's all on the neck, I think. changed the angle a little bit, so I'm gonna ignore some of the sketch that I made here, but kind of still try to follow it, kind of. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's better. This TC logo warbly, but it doesn't matter too much. As long as you see the weird cone. I do like Mephilistim better than Eggman's theme, I will say. So I don't mind that we're hearing it so much. It's like, yeah. It's all weird and funky and creepy. It's a weirdly warbly nose. More than usual. I usually draw them pretty sharp. Maybe it's the time. Maybe I'm getting sleepy. Like in that left one, I want to look a little bit nicer than these ones. We almost finished it, so that's good. That's, I think, for the most part, gonna be a stream. The eyes don't look quite the way I want them, though. What is this called? Town Mission 1. It uses very similar instruments to Willy Hatcher, so I'm like, huh? Is there like a Willy Hatcher mission in town? There is Sonic Man. How could we forget Sonic Man? If you don't know about Sonic Man, shame on you. You should know about Sonic Man. And everybody should know. Yeah, the expression's a little different, but... I'm just some metal barrel noises in this one. Definitely we're trying to capture a vibe. Eyes are important, so that's why I'm taking my time with them. I'm glad we're listening to all the weird bonus levels. Ramonki. ¿Cómo estás? Estoy a punto de terminar el stream. Normalmente ahorita solo estoy streameando por 2 horas, pero así está la cosa. Pero ya tengo sueñito. A ver si estoy haciendo los extras del capítulo 4 de mi webcomic. Las líneas, pero ya casi. Básicamente es lo que dibujamos, que... Bueno, muchos de fijas se fue copiado y pegado. Pero sí. Probablemente eso es lo que... Ya casi estoy al tanto cuando iba a ser el capítulo 4. Este era el último que faltaba y... Después de esto ya no sé qué voy a streamear, pero... Más arte, pero no sé qué. Pero sí, lo que hice en el stream pasado fue... Son los extras del capítulo 4. Pero gracias porque... Siento que el liner lo estoy haciendo un poquito más sucio porque como son extras es de que no tiene que ver si está bonito. Bueno, esto de la izquierda sí intenté que se viera más o menos bien. De la derecha aquí no tanto. Pero creo que hasta aquí llegué. Ya fueron las 2 horas. Mis 2 horitas. Creo que lo voy a dejar. Pero sí. Muchas gracias y muchas gracias por pasar. Aunque ya es el final, pero igual. Lograste ver un... Lograste cachar a esta pila de huesos. Con el gato jetpack. ¿Qué es el gato jetpack? No sé qué es eso. O dibujarlo. ¿Quién es este gato jetpack? del que me hablas. Ah, sí, no he estado tan al tanto con Overwatch. La verdad no he estado tan al tanto por un buen rato. Lo jugué tantito cuando salió y luego nunca más. Porque generalmente no le entro tanto a los shooters. Son mi debilidad. Bueno, los shooters online. Dame un shooter que sea con modo historia como Halo o Half-Life y ese sí le juego. Pero si no, no he visto el gato Jetpack. La última vez que me fijé en Overwatch había un hámster loco con una pelota. Pero pues, muy bien, ya voy a terminar el stream. Igual gracias por pasarte a saludar. Voy a cambiar inglés rapidito. And yeah, that's it for this stream. We gotta, like, I almost did my goal, which was to finish the line art for this. Which I actually did almost finish, because I was just gonna copy paste this panel back down here and change the expressions, and then we're good to go. I think maybe his head I would change a little bit, because I think I did redraw it, but yeah. So almost done. Yeah, so I'll probably finish this off stream. Yeah, like I did with this one, I did finish the screen tones for this off stream. And then, depending, if I can't come up with anything else to draw next drawing stream, I'll probably just do a webtoon reformat, because this is about 16 panels. That's apart. And then we'll see, maybe I'll finish my raid alert animation. ¿Qué iba a decir? No sé, Ramón, si has visto mi... la animación que tengo ahorita en... Aún sigue en work in progress, pero... ¿dónde quedó? ¿Dónde está? Sí. Todavía no tengo mi animación de raid terminada. Una buena canción que terminar. La canción de Silver. Sí. Quizá trabajemos en esto, quizá no, no sé. Pero ese es el work in progress de... Básicamente la animación que aparecerá cuando alguien me haga raid. Pero aún me falta pulirlo. Los fantasmitas de ahí están aún en... Van a verse más diferentes. Esos que están ahí son los que... Ah, sí, creo que... Sí, creo que lo viste porque llevo mucho tiempo sin terminarlo, pero... Sí. Ahí va la cosa. Ay, gracias. Pero sí. Ya quiero terminarlo. Porque los fantasmitas es más... ¿Cómo se le dice? Son placeholders para capturar el movimiento. Probablemente se van a ver completamente diferentes, pero... Sí. Yeah. Maybe I'll work on this animation. Maybe. Pero bueno. Thanks people for tuning in. Thanks for, you know, hanging out and stuff. And I'll probably be back on Monday. I haven't been streaming on Wednesdays recently because I've been cutting down a little bit of stream time to do other stuff, but yeah. So yeah, but I'll see you next time on Monday. Monday. You know, the day after Sunday. Yeah. Sadly, I will cut off Silver's theme, but you can listen to yourself. You know, on YouTube. Whoever, you know. But then for now, have a good night, people. I will now sign off and, you know, have a big night's sleep. These bones must rest. Yeah. We'll be back with more art. Right now, I'm focusing more on art streams for the moment. Even if I left Billy Hatcher unfinished, but we'll get back to it at some point. For now, good night. Have a good one. This is the sound of being off stream.